Yeah, I've been all over the place. I raced. You just maybe not didn't pull the results.
The Mesquite one?
Yeah, I raced the one race down in Mesquite. We were
Isn't that an
there.
off-road one, or is that?
No. It was a Moto one.
Okay.
It was just on. It was smaller Procrast, but me and Gav went out there and had some fun. Yeah, no, been a little bit all over the place. Mesquite, and then up in Pokey, Idaho, a bunch with Chris and the boys, and then obviously down back to Toronto for the bike show. And then back to Mesquite, and then back to Florida, and no, just a lot of driving, but it's fun. I get to see the country, and had a like I said earlier, had a good lad in the passenger seat. Obviously, man a few words, but he's normally pretty dang funny when he says something. So it was good. Yeah, we carpooled. We went down together, so we left the dunes together, and we drove 38 hours straight to Mesquite. Didn't stop. And and then same thing to Florida. We just cruised across, no stop, just traded off the wheel a few times. And I don't know, man. You get to learn a lot about someone when you're in the car for 40 hours.
Yeah, driving's a big part of our sport.
Yeah, it is. And traveling, like I said, as much as I'd just like to fly, you can't because you got to bring your dirt bikes and your parts because our frickin' border situation right now sucks with shipping. So you got to bring all the parts you need all winter down with you because it's a pain in the butt. So just added stuff, man. It never ends. No, I haven't. Obviously, I touched base with them. They've kind of become pretty good buddies for the most part. Obviously, Chance, I'm a little bit closer to just because he's basically a little brother at this point. I go stay at his house in Florida when we go there, and his family kind of taken me in as one of their own, honestly. Like, I go up to Pokey and stay with Chris and Sarah, and just awesome people. It's a great family, and like I said, I'm lucky enough they've kind of taken me in and under their wing a little bit when I'm down south, and honestly couldn't be happier. So I haven't talked to Hunter, but we go out for lunch and stuff when we're in Florida. But I'm sure he probably just needs a few days to digest. I would, but he's level-headed. You see it in his podium interviews. He doesn't ride the roller coaster that some of us do with this sport. I think he knows what he's got himself into, and honestly, I think he's proud of what he's done this season. Because if you would ask him maybe at the start, he probably would have said yes, he would see himself in that. But I don't know if he actually did at the start of the season until he started clicking off some wins, and then you start believing. I think it was a great building season for them, and I'm excited for outdoors. Chance is ripping outdoors, so should be good. Yeah, I mean, I've rebuilt motors like top ends and stuff. I learned from Alan Brown actually from MX 101 days, going to California. So he's the one who taught me how to rebuild motors, and I've done it since then. I've screwed up a few, but it's also nice when I'm doing it right now because it's not on my dime. I screwed up and parts are paid for, so I do make mistakes. But I learned from him. And then this winter, the most impressive thing was the crank stuff that we're doing. I can't get into it too much, but it's cool. And I learned a lot about that, pressing apart some cranks and stuff. So it's that part was cool because I'd never done that. I mean, transmissions, I don't rebuild them. I just take them out, put them on a cloth, and then put them back in the way I took them out. So that part of it I don't touch. But the rest of the motor I'm pretty good at. I rebuilt some motors for the boys down south this winter. Just you're in a pinch, you do what you got to do to keep the boys going. So. Yeah, I think it's good and it's bad. I think if I wasn't doing Calgary the next weekend, it may have been something I would looked at doing, but shipping a lot of stuff to Calgary to go the following weekend. And then we have a massive week here. Obviously, this is only part of it. We big photo shoot yesterday, media day today, and then we have to test our race bikes until Friday, Saturday. So I just don't know if it's smart to do that as an athlete. And like I said, you got to hold some cards to your chest before you go into round one. But that being said, I do like to race, and it would be nice to go home and race, in front of the local people. I grew up there, but I don't think I'm going to make it unless something drastically changes towards the end of the week here and we get a lot more work done faster than I think it's going to get done. Maybe I'll make it, but I'm going to say probably not for now.
Okay.
I might race them at a Quebec Provincial the next weekend at Issoudun, though. So there might be that one. I don't know. We live about 45 minutes from each other, so the close races are normally the same. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what his schedule is either. We don't talk that much. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say, but I mean, I hold myself to a certain standard on, going out and giving my 100%. That's what my dad always used to drive into me when I was a kid. You out and you give your 100% while you're out there. Now, granted, at the pro level, maybe 70 or 80% is better. But we'll see. When the gate drops, I'll give it what I think is my 100% on that day, and that's all I can do. My dad would never get mad at me at a race if I finished second, third. He actually liked when I got beat, I think, most of the time. As long as I gave 100% effort, and that's what I do every weekend. I give 100% effort, so we'll see what happens at round one. I've been working on a lot of stuff this off-season to help, maybe not have to ride that ragged edge as much, or, pick and choose when to do it. And I think the bike will be able to handle it a little bit better. I've worked on some stuff this winter on the motorcycle to help that. So, because when I get out there and I need to go full send, I want to be able to do it. It's just a matter of, being strong and having a bike to do it. No, there's been not much communication there on the Motocross of Nations. Obviously, I think the team did great last year. It would have been nice to see them, obviously make the A-main. We need to get the A-main every year, no matter who's going. We have the skill and we have the personnel to that run the team to do it. And Courtney's really good at the fundraising part of the team. And I don't know if you'll see me in the talks this year. That's obviously not in my hands, so we'll leave that up to them. The only thing I can do is go ride the dirt bike to the best of my ability and leave the decisions up to them. Obviously, I'm a little bit vocal on what I would like to see happen with Motocross of Nations and stuff, and honestly, that's just because I care and I want our country to do well, because I think that we can perform to the standard that the Canadian fans hold us to. It's just everything's got to click because these other riders are good. But I do hold ourselves to the same standard as the fans do, and I think there's stuff that needs to happen to get us there. And I'm not the kind of guy that's going to keep quiet. So we'll see what happens, and look forward to maybe going to RNA. We'll see.